What's happening, gang? It's Lucha here. A little under the weather. I don't know what I got, but I got something. Sick for the last few days. I've been going around the dealership, so we'll go as long as I can, as long as the voice holds out. Hopefully, maybe George, Brian, Janet, and people will join and take on some of the talking load for me. On the screen, we made biscuits. And when you make biscuits, you make egg sandwiches. So scrambled eggs, bacon, and cheese with some hashy browns. Yum, yum. Good stuff. Yum. Who doesn't love a good breakfast sandwich? Everyone loves a good breakfast sandwich, I think. Everyone should, right? Does everyone out there, all one of you, love the breakfast sandwich? We'll see what's going on here. Do a little, speaking of breakfast, we do a little breakfast montage here while we catch up on the breath. I don't know. What do you think? One of you who's watching? We've got one watcher. We are blessed with that. The subject of today is, well, the AP Swatch deal that seems to be real, I guess, from everything I've seen. What does that mean for AP? What does it mean for Swatch? We know what it means for Swatch. That they're going to sell a whole bunch of Swatches. Johnny O says, good morning. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks, Johnny O. Appreciate you. Where are the Bears playing next year? Or in the future? In Chicago, outside of Chicago, or in Indiana? The tricky questions. I don't know what the right answer is. I just don't. But what are you going to do? So we left off last week. I just want to say that we left off on that Longines legend. My voice is fucked. Johnny O says, stay in Illinois, please. Yes. They should stay in Illinois. But we shall see. As we have seen, if you've watched the news at all here lately, taxes and millionaire taxes and all this stuff is making things weird. On the wrist, the Planet Ocean, blue bezel, black dial, sort of integrated look on a 600-meter diver. Customer was in yesterday with a Batman. We were comparing the colorways of the two watches. No date, 12/3/69, and 600 meters worth of water resistance. No helium escape valve. Cool watch, if I do say so myself. If I do. But what are you going to do? Occasionally you'll have these things. Illinois is a disaster. They just lost Caterpillar after 100 years in the state. It's terrible. It's getting pretty bad. And I think a lot of these companies are finding better government partners in other states. And that's moving business. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't pretend to have all the answers, just a couple. One of the questions that I want to answer to is, why is nobody talking about this? This is the Longines Legend Diver 59. We started to cover this a little bit last week at the end of the show. This is kind of popped onto the Longines website. Nobody's speaking about it. It's essentially the new Legend Diver, but in the old 42 case size. So you have the The Kosk certified movement. You have the mesh bracelet with the straight bars instead of the beads or rights like on the new one. You have the new dial, no date, but nobody's really talking about it. Am I the only person in the world that likes big watches? It's possible. I do like a big watch, but what are you gonna do? Nobody is speaking about this watch at all. It's crazy to me. I mean, it's beautiful. So they changed the hands a little bit. They changed the second hand and put um, a little bit of super luminova on the point there. You still have the Legend Diver on the back. It looks like this thing's going to come with 2 straps and a strap tool in that giant box. That box is huge, huge. I say, had a couple of them. Absolutely enormous box. I always love that the skin diver on the back is wearing a watch. And I always thought that was kind of cool. So this has the new upgraded, more magnetic resistant chronometer certified movement. It's a pretty special piece in a lot of ways. The watch that I've always liked, always owned a number of them. I have the black one right now, which may be. I am the here the unofficial Legend Diver ambassador. It's true. I love the Legend Diver. I just think it's a great watch. Both of the crowns screw down. You get 300 meters worth of water resistance out of it. The internal rotating bezel, which you guys know I love a good internal rotating bezel. It's very similar in look to this one. Not running, but we'll take a peek at her. It's very similar to this Legend Diver that I have in the black PVD. AB says, is it an ETA movement? Yeah, so Longines gets ETA parts. They put their movements together themselves at the Longines factory, but they're ETA based parts. There's no doubt about that. But they're putting them all together. But good call on the ETA. There's my current Legend Diver, which I said last week I might be putting up for sale. I didn't do it yet, but it is a possibility. But a great watch. Great piece. I'm a big fan of the Legend Diver. Always have been. Always will be. Wish they had a loom shot. Other differences, you see that kind of pavement pattern on the dial instead of the high gloss finish, even over to the Rehot, whereas the old Legend Diver was all gloss. So if you look at this one, you see it here pretty good. That's a lacquer glossy dial on that one instead of the pebble finish, pavement finish, whatever you want to call it, sandblasted finish look. But they've done a heck of a job with it. But I like the look of it. I like the look of the old one. There's a couple changes to the second hand and to hopefully the way this thing looms that are better. Even though I haven't seen it, still on the cross edge. On the crowns, I like this bracelet better. This bracelet's pretty nice. It's a Stibe mesh bracelet, same as you would get on a Omega, same company, but you have removable links, and I think a little bit better clasp on this one. And this one also has a micro adjust, I believe. I read on here. Let's take a look. Strap. Double security folding class with micro adjustment system. Yes, they don't show it on any of these things, which is bizarre. There's the rest of the... But they did take the mesh bracelet one off the website a few months ago, and so it has been replaced with the Legend Diver 59, which is a no-date, COSC certified anti-magnetic watch, I believe. So the real upgrades are to the clasp and a little bit to the back is changed up a little bit, but those are your big differences. It's a 42 millimeter case with 22 millimeter lugs, 50.1 lug to lug. I think that might be a little bit shorter. I thought it was longer lug to lug, the old one. I thought it was 52. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe I'm just sick. In fact, what we can do is go down to one of these old ones. This yellow one's old. I like this yellow one. Save a couple bucks on that, but let's take a look here. Yeah, see, the old lug to lug was 52.6, so it is shorter. It's not going to have quite the wrist presence that the other one had. Yeah. So when you look at this one, what's our best picture? You look at the lugs on this one. So these lugs are 52.6. I thought this one was bigger. So that's not necessarily something I'm a big fan of. AB says, thank you for the super chat. He says, got to go do dad duties on Mother's Day, but anyone that shows up to work despite being under the weather deserves a super chat. Thank you. Thanks, AB. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll go as long as I can. I apologize for the voice and such. But yeah, so we have reduced. So this one is 52.6 lug to lug. Let's go take a better. I guess these are more compact. It's hard to sell in these renders and pictures, but it is definitely listed at 2.5 millimeters shorter on the lug to lug distance. Whether you can really tell what that is, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure on the wrist it makes a huge difference. Figure 50, that's getting closer to what most watches seem to go for. The 52.6 was a bit long. Excuse me, guys. I got to blow my nose. Bah. We've had lots of snot. A little bit of sore throat, a little bit of voice going away, a little bit of headache. Went into work Friday. They sent me home. I must not have looked very well. Slept almost the whole day Friday. Went back to work yesterday. Wasn't feeling great, but, sucked it up and went. Trying to get some stuff done. That's all. That's all we can do. Is our best. Work hard, work smart, work sick if you have to, I guess. But yeah, so this Legend Diver has caught my fancy a little bit just because it does make some of the changes that I like. Now, I'm not crazy about the price at $4,100. I'll learn a little bit more to want to spend that kind of money, but I'm sure you'll find I don't know, they'll make a ton of these, but you'll find some on the secondary soon enough. All you can do is what you can do with what you got. How many upvotes we have? 10 and up votes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Coming back over to breakfast. Yeah, biscuits. Those are just some frozen hash browns I picked up. Eggs, bacon, and cheese. Delicious. The breakfast sandwich. It's delicious. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. One of my favorite breakfasts. Orgo says there's something going around right now. I know several people that are sick right now. Yeah, one of my salespeople was sick last week, and evidently I got it. I haven't been had a real bad cold in quite a while. So a little bit of NyQuil and some expectorant and stuff. Went up to the cashier at the pharmacy the other day. It looked like I was starting a rolling meth lab in my car or something. It was terrible. But no, alas, that's bad. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. They're bad for you. Good to see Orko in the chat. What's going on with you guys? Anything you guys want to talk about besides this Swatch AP Royal Pop disaster? I haven't studied about it too much, but it seems like it's real. Why would AP do it? That's the question that I have. What do they have to gain out of it? We know Swatch is going to sell 1 million Swatch watches, but what does AP get out of this? Does it damage their brand? That was when they did the moon swatches. Everyone said, "Oh, this is going to make your moon watch worth nothing." And then they raised the prices 10 times on them, and they're like $5,000 more than they used to be. But did it really hurt Moonwatch sales? They've come out with enough of them. God, we've got the new reverse Panda. You had the polar white version, white enamel. You had the first in space, the Fios. First Omega in space, is that what it was? There's literally hundreds of Speedmasters. I don't think it's hurt Speedmaster sales per se, but maybe it has, because they went from the number 2 positioned moneymaker amongst watch companies to the number 5, according to Morgan Stanley anyway. Even though there is a lot of debate on the accuracy of that report. Let's see what we can't find here. I don't know if that would make all watch news or not. You would think it would have to. But alas, I don't see it on their page. What the heck? All watch news? Isn't that watch news? Baltic and Space One collabs getting a lot of stuff. I don't like that watch. It is what it is. Some Humolo, some another new Citizen. This is doing a lot here lately. Let's take a look at this. The Suno. The Court Citizen Challenge Timer Suno. I hate those watches with the stuff at the top, with the crowns and stuff at the top of the watch. It's not my thing. It's just kind of weird looking. Yeah, we're going to pass on the Citizen. See if we can't find something on the other. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? What do you guys think of the new... What do you think AP has to gain by doing this collaboration with Swatch? So Swatch did the moon swatches, and they did the initial run with the planets and the sun and stuff, and then they did like the moonshine golds and stuff they were coming out with. And they did the Blancpain, the 50 Fathoms, And now they're doing an AP, what they're calling a Royal Pop. I've seen it as a watch and as a lanyard. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I think the 16th is the official date for that stuff to come out. I don't know. It's odd that they make the Royal Oak ultra exclusive and then offer a Royal Oakish something for the great unwashed. Yeah, it's odd. And what are these things? Does anybody know what these things are going to be priced at? Hold on one second. Grab something here. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. So, I mean, isn't this good morning, Esoteric? Esoteric in the show. Don't forget to hit the upvote and apologize for my voice and my sickness, but it is what it is. But I would say, isn't this, would they been better to do a collab with Casio? Because they already have these Royal Oaks that kind of have that look. This is my favorite one. Thomas Burnett's in the chat. Hi, Thomas. How are you? Thomas says AP gets a lot of money out of this collab, Mark. I bet they brokered a deal for about 80% of the profits. AP are like Hublot the Hublot of the Holy Trinity anyway. Yeah, I don't. AP's never really spoke to me in giant ways. It's not that I don't like their watch. I like some of the Code 1159s. I mean, I like the look of a Royal Oak. I just think it's just is what it is. I don't know. But wouldn't you rather see an AP Casio collaboration? Esoteric says, good idea, Mark. A sanctioned Casio could bring a good crowd and maybe worth buying. Yeah, because these are kind of, I mean, the Casios are cool looking, you know? Yeah, they make a number of different ones in the plat. This is a steel one, but this one was my favorite because I like the strap and the colorway in the steel. But yeah, I mean, you get heck of a lot of watch there. They already make something in that shape, and I don't know. I would much rather see an AP sanctioned Casio than a Swatch. And I'm an Omega guy. I'm a Swatch Group guy, but I didn't. I always said that if they were going to do another kind of a collab with Swatch, they ought to take the Diver 300M, an Aquaterra, and a Planet Ocean look and make the James Bond collection. I don't understand why there isn't for as much as they pay for the licensing there, get something out of it. Like Thomas says, if they're paying AP 80%, and I'm sure Swatch much more cares about making and distributing and selling the watches, create a little bit of a Swatch buzz. But yeah, AP obviously not part of the Swatch group. So what's going on? But if you're going to do it, I want a Casio. I want a AP branded Casio, not a plastic moon swatch. And again, the moon swatch thing, I would do the 300s. I would do the different, Bond watches, out of the Seamaster collection, whether it be a 300, a Planet Ocean, or an Aquaterra, which he's worn. You do Bond villain watch, with some of the stuff that's been worn. I don't know. It's got to be something better, I would think, than an AP. I mean, it's the Royal Oak. It's their one. I don't know. Do you really want to see a Royal Oak that is not part of That's a collab with Swatch. I just don't get it. Just call me kooky. I don't know. No. Take a look through here. We've been wearing the new Planet Ocean a lot. The new Aquaterra. Did get to have tacos from my finance manager and I were both off on Tuesday, which happened to be Cinco de Mayo. So we went and got tacos. So there were birria tacos. There was street corn tacos with chorizo and El Pastor. Salsa is good. Bacon wrapped shrimp, which, as Ron Swanson would say, is my number 2 favorite food, wrapped around my number 3 favorite food. And there's Troy, my finance manager. Young kids. But yes, we had the dreaded Taco Tuesday Cinco de Mayo celebration. There is one of the most beautiful watches ever made, in my opinion. The Omega Seamaster Aquaterra 41 millimeter black lacquer dial. Stunner. It's beautiful. What can I say? Julius Caesar says Swatch Group and AP has worked on stuff in the past. Nifa Karan and the former AP CEO who also worked at Blank Pond really liked the Moon Swatch launch. Well, there you go. Thank you, Julius Caesar, for educating us. Because I saw them, I looked at the pictures, but I wasn't doing a ton of research on them because I was like, well, I'm never going to go buy one of these things. But I wouldn't be surprised if they brokered the deal a few years ago. Yeah. Well, that would make sense if the launch is coming now. It just, I don't know, does it hurt the AP brand, though? Having a plastic version of their iconic Royal Oak. That part I can't tell you. So Tarek says, do you have any coworkers that are into watches? I had one and they fired him. He wore a 5-digit Explorer 2. Nice. They fired him for us, Tarek. Not really. The old sales manager they just fired, he used to wear a Milgauss as his daily. A black dial, no colored sapphire on it. But other than that, I got one guy who likes to wear a watch. It's just more of a fashion watch. Newer guy, but not a lot of super watch enthusiasts. There's a guy up at our Kia store. The one guy retired and moved back to California. He had a lot of cool watches. Yeah. So Derek says Rolex Wear is getting fired in 2026. Yeah, that's why I went back to Omega. Protect myself. Protect thyself. But yeah, not a lot of watch guys. That's the stuff. But these were delicious. You cannot tell a lie there. Those came out well. So I would, I don't know. What do you guys think? Nobody's really got any opinions on anything today. Got 15 people watching. How many upvotes do we got? 17. Thanks, guys. Let's get up into the 20s, 30s if we can. Super chats are not necessarily. We just try and make enough money to keep the StreamYard and stuff going. That's all. I have a job. That's where I make my money. So we'll go from there. What else is going on out there in the world? And again, apologize for my voice and sickness. I am not feeling great. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. All watch news. Let's see what's going on in the world of watches. Labs. The AP Royal Oak is dead. Wow, really? Yeah, I am of the opinion that things that get people to wear watches and wear things on the wrist aren't necessarily bad things. I'm not really an Apple Watch guy, enthusiast, or promoter, but if it gets you wearing a watch and then you move into the watch space, and whether you become a collector or you just buy one watch, I don't care. You know, you just like ho hum. Same crap. Same crap. New Seiko 5s. Some stuff I've never heard of. I don't know. Not a lot of excitement out there. That's weird. Weird watches collectors secretly love. Hands-on review to oddballs. Well, I am definitely an oddball. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. Weird watches. Two Berg Watch Snobs. They have a podcast. It's not bad if you like to talk about tennis shoes, watches, different stuff. Ooh, that is a weird looking watch. That Juvenia. I'm not even sure how I pronounce it. Vostok. They're one of those guys, a big Vostok guy. I've never handled a Vostok. I have no idea. It's a $100 watch. All right. What else? Citizen Anadigi Temp. Huh. It is definitely an oddball watch. I have the Timex 1982 retro Anadigi. Bulova Computron. Never a fan of that. Mr. Jones, beam me up. Anybody out there ever handle a Mr. Jones? They have like weird stuff. Yeah, we're going to cover this here in a minute. Esoteric, the Baltic Space one. It's interesting at the very least. I've never handled a Mr. Jones watch. Whoa. The Raketa Polar 0270. Yes, that is different. Huh. Never heard of that. There's that Juvenia Sextant. Bizarre. I don't like that one at all. I like kind of simple watches, so I guess that's my thing. Out of all these oddball watches, probably the Mr. Jones intrigues me the most, maybe. There's a lot of this stuff it's just not, you guys know me, I prefer a simple three-hand watch to anything else. Maybe this Vostok with this weird red bezel thing. I'm not even sure what the heck that's. Some kind of countdown timer. Hey, look, it's the Maurice Lacroix icon. Probably the same price as the Maurice or the AP Swatch collab. Let's go. I'm going to find one of these articles on this Baltic Space one. There was a number of these, I believe. Monochrome, Fratello, SGX watches, and Worn and Wound, or Watchinista. I think we're going to go with Fratello. We'll go with the Fratello article. All right. So here is a collab with Space One and Baltic. It's I don't know. Two versions, different dial textures. One is vertically brushed, while the other adds hand applied Charbonnet finish. They're $2,500 for the brush, or $3,500 for the Charbonnet. Orders between May 12th and May 17th. Deliveries will commence in November 2026. Huh. So are they getting you? So there's the Space One. Here's the Baltic Space One. So I guess it has a little bit of that look on the dial. I don't know. I don't even know how to read this damn thing. Closed case back, engraved. This must be the brushed finish one. I mean, you have to like these kind of odd watches. They're 38.5 by 47.5, 12.3 thick. 904L stainless steel. They're using Rolexy style steel. 50 meters water resistance. Between 25 and 3,500 bucks. And you have an order window through the 17th. 12th through the 17th. Thoughts? Anyone have some thoughts on this kind of stuff? I don't know. I really don't. They're cool. I don't know. Is it worth spending that kind of money on this watch? Is that a good place to put your watch dollar these days? I find my watch dollar I'm much more cautious about these days because of volatility of the pricing and tariffs and availabilities and you name it. There's just a lot of reasons to be a little more careful, I think. I was putting $2,500 to $3,500 worth of your watch budget into something like this worth it. Yeah, I kind of agree with Esoteric. I think it's a cool piece of horology, but I'd rather say for a proper luxury piece. Yeah. I mean, if you're just into the complications and the oddness and have a little bit of weirdness to you and you like to wear those types of watches, God bless you, go for it. I just don't know. It's really not for, I'm a simple watch kind of guy. So, I don't know. I'm also sick. Maybe I have a fever and I'm not even seeing this stuff right. You never know. It can happen. Yeah. Looks like we're stuck at 17 up votes. All right. Let's try to get a couple more of those as we go forward. Guys, I'm talking to you with almost no voice. Help Alucha out with some upvotes. You know? But the Swatch Royal Pop, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can pull up an article on that. Swatch Royal Pop. Oh, these are not even watch. Esquire GQ in here. Interesting. Let's see what Esquire has to say about this. What is the Audemars Piguet Swatch Royal Pop Watch? Breaking down the new collab clues. Yes, the cryptic Cryptic advertisements. An affordable new take on the Marquis legendary Royal. Again, I would just say I'd have been more impressed with a collaboration between Casio and AP, but maybe Casio doesn't need it. I know that's not the whole thing. It looks like maybe it's System 51. I didn't see anything that led me to believe it was quartz, but is it an automatic or a manual? I didn't see really a rotor, but they may not put the whole thing together. Let's look at this other teaser. This should be enough to send AP people off the. So I heard some people say that maybe it's got both a lanyard and a bracelet, or it's available in one of two ways. I'm not sure. I think doing it in either a lanyard function or a bracelet function, it's probably sell a few more. Isn't that the whole idea? Sell a few more? Yeah, I'm not feeling it, but I don't, I understand, I totally understand what Swatch has to gain. I just don't think I feel what AP has to gain out of a plastic Royal Oak, except satisfying their jealousy of Omega and all of the moon swatches that were sold. You know, I don't know. I'm just a simple three-handed lucha. I don't need all that fancy stuff. Happy Mother's Day to anyone who's out there that is a mother. And if not, go be with your mom or your wife, the wife of your children. Make them feel special today. I'm actually taking my mom out next week. She requested next week. We're going to go to dinner, and she wants one of her friends to come, who will be celebrating Mother's Day with her children today. So she's like, can we just do this the next week? Sure. Whatever makes you happy, Mom. It's your day. So that's what we'll do. We will be celebrating this next week. Let's go take a look at some watches. Let's go see what's over at my boys at Joyce's. Let's see what they got in stock in the used catalog. Yachty 2, Milgauss, Sky Dweller, and a Daytona. They had a couple of few Datejust 41s. Datejust 36 in the Palm dial. We got another Cartier Santos with the ADLC, but this one's all PVD'd out, I think. I don't like this one as much as the one they just sold. It doesn't come with a bracelet. I think this one only comes on the rubber strap with the black. So the bracelet's one of the cool things about that Cartier, but not a bad watch. I still like this watch a lot. I always thought this was a good looking piece. The Glashütte Original. Glashütte, very famous stone for watchmaking. And a solid gold Speedmaster. Jeez. I know that watch. I think that's the only watch of mine they still have left is the Turquoise Aquaterra. Got 38 in black lacquer in. One of the orange rubber ones, which is that's so recent. Speedmaster. This is the racing edition. I think this is this a manual or an automatic? This one's an automatic. Cool. Coaxial, yeah, January 26th. Jeez, that was just in the new case not that long ago. I did see they had something that used to be mine came back in on trade. There's the Corona Manuel 1. Sfes 1. This is the one. They made 388 pieces of this. I actually traded that watch in. I think that was part of the Submariner trade. Perhaps. I know the guy who bought it, he must have traded it back in. It's a cool watch. If you're looking for something cool, unique, you won't see very often. That's not a bad piece. That one used to be mine. An Echo Natura. Huh. Somebody bought something. Somebody traded in a bunch of stuff and bought something big, I bet. That's my guess. I did see on their new watch side, on the Omega side, they did. Let's go new to old. Because the first two were replacements for the two that I just got, the 41 millimeter black lacquer Aquaterra and the blue bezel on bracelet Planet Ocean. This was a beautiful watch. You could one and done something like this. You have to be okay with it being manual wind. But these are beautiful, beautiful dials on that watch. Yeah, there you go. Saw Tim Masso say green watches are dead. I've always liked this one. If we do something with that bracelet, I might actually buy another one of these. It's just the bracelet is so dated. Even if they wanted to keep that kind of 90s look and give it some taper, and I don't know, take off the helium escape valve, get some coin edging of some type on that bezel so it's easier to grip. It's weird because the look of the scallop bezel is really a beautiful watch, but the functionality of it is not that great. But it is what it is. I still also really enjoy the white dial Seamaster, which I've always loved. I think they had one of those in here too. Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they got rid of it. This is a great watch with the Spire 8, the Super Racing. No, maybe they sold the white one. Huh. Looks like it's gone. Gone, 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 gone. Huh. Oh, well. Let's head over to Nashville and see what they've got. I'm just kind of babbling as much as I can because I can't talk very well today. I apologize for that. But I promised the show I will give a show, maybe a little shorter show, just so I can breathe. We're in our upvotes, still at 17 upvotes. All right, so Nashville. An old 16570 Explorer 2. Rose gold with olive Vacheron Constantin. See if anything catches my eye in here. Or if you guys see something you want to talk about, let me know. We've got lots of Daytoners. I'm sure you're going to see lots of Pepsis out there. People trying to cash in on those. I don't know if you're better off to sell it now or to wait a little bit till market calms down a little bit. Batman's, Bruce Wayne's. Submariner 08. 2025. People just bailing on these things. 22,950 for a white gold 2026 1908. That seems cheap. February 2026 card. Got all the stuff. Beauty. It's a beautiful watch in person. I didn't really, I'm not a dress watch guy that so much, so it didn't really do much for me. But when I did finally get to see it in person, it's a pretty impressive watch. I love they went with exhibition case back on it. That always seems fun. Older subs, Sky Dwellers, Deep Seas, all kinds of stuff. Explorer 2s. Seems to have a pretty good selection of everything here. More Datejust. Now here's the ugliest watch. This is, I think, the ugliest watch Rolex makes. Yeah. Smooth bezel Oyster Wimbledon. It's not an attractive dial. And when you don't, I think he had one with the fluted bezel. It looks a little bit better. Hold on. Watch website stink. Yeah. It's on the. It looks a little better with the Jubilee bracelet and the fluted bezel, but still the dial itself just lacks. It's a pretty ugly watch in general. Bum, bum, bum. This watch website, it's good as I always like this watch too. I think Father Artifact made that one of these. This is rose gold. That one may not be the brown, no. That's the Sundust though. Okay, that was a little bit different. But yeah, that was always a good looking piece. Hard to complain about that. They just sold a Cubitus. And every time you go backwards, when you go back on their website, it takes you back to you have to keep going and going and going and going and going. Dun, 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 dun. You got OPs, colorful ones, green and yellow. Black. Got the second ugliest Rolex, that being the Air King. Got some Zeniths. What's the boutique edition? Doesn't show. It's not a. I don't know. I think their other versions look better. Oh God, I gotta go back through this again. Why do people make their websites weird? It's got 2 titanium Yachtmaster 42s. What is it going for now? 26.5 unworn, 25,850 worn. Yeah. I'm never actually put hands on one of those watches. Always a little bit curious about it. I like the size at 42. Not always the biggest make the watch lighter with titanium guy. But hey, it's got my watch. He's got a Black Bay 68 unworn for $43.50. He's got one of the pink chronos for $88.50. He's got a titanium gray Planet Ocean 2019. And he's got my watch. Shit, with my discount, I didn't pay much more than that for this watch, brand new. One of the things they're only doing 2 cards. They still have that wallet with all the slots in it, which I'd like to see them do something different there. But you're not getting the pictogram card anymore. You're just getting your warranty card and your chronometer certification card. You get one less card with your Omega these days. Why? I just don't know. Esoteric says, I like Romans and Cartier, not in Rolex. Yeah, well, Cartier does the Romans in a very unique, dramatic way, too. And I don't mind. My first Rolex had white gold Romans on it. The Datejust, it wasn't bad. I don't prefer them, but that woman with the green and that, especially when you do the oyster bracelet, the smooth bezel, it's like it's just not a very attractive watch to me, anyway. You know. Yeah, it's got this. Can't tell you enough how striking this bracelet is. Really, the watch in general is really good looking. The mix of brush and polish, the fact they thinned it out, they went with the clasp from the Ultra Deep. So you have I don't know, functionally it's that much better, but it looks better than the 300M class that they had been using. You got the Hippocampus on the grade 5 titanium case back, helping to make that thinner. It's just a good looking watch. No complaints on this end. What else is going on out there? We got 16 people watching. Again, I apologize for my voice and my sickness. Not feeling well. I slept almost all day Friday. They kicked me out of work. I walked in and my boss was like, "You look really sick." I said, "I'll be fine." He's like, "You go home, get some rest." Sent me out. I didn't even make it to my office in the middle of the showroom before I was told to turn around and vacate the premises. That's what I did. I slept most of the day. But yeah, I agree. I like the Cartier Romans better. General, we're up to 18 upvotes. Thanks, guys. Get a few more of those. That would be a good thing. What else does anybody want to talk about? Take a look at what's been selling here. Sold some Datejust, a Cumulus, a Patek, 1957 Trilogy, 60th anniversary, Speedy, Bruce Wayne, Ed White. Oh, they sold the reverse Panda. They had one of those. I might have missed it. They even had that. Black Dial, Sea Dweller, 2006. Coke. Yeah. Still still selling, so they sold their overseas with the Blue Dial. Love that watch. Sold the Blue Lagoon Tudor. I thought Tudor kind of let us down a little bit this year. What did you guys think of the Tudor releases at Watches and Wonders? Hey, Mohammed, how are you? Always good to see you, sir. Mo, our dear friend from the UK who eats amazing breakfasts. It has an even more amazing watch collection. What are you going to do? He's got it all going. Always good to see Mo. I wasn't feeling very great. I didn't really catch anything from Curly last night. Anything interesting going on in the world that way? Any interesting drummers? Yes, is the question. Been kind of trying to sleep off this cold. I will tell you where we started. We started talking about the AP Swatch, and I suggested that the better collab would be the AP Casio. That would be cooler. I think, anyway. But what do I know? But I would say that that's a better watch at $200 than that AP Swatch is going to be at $400, $500, $600, whatever they're going to ask for it. I would take the Casio over that. What about you guys? It's kind of a boring time in the world of watches. I haven't seen a ton of interesting. Wasn't a great year for releases, and also not really a great time. Yeah, once they do those initial releases, that's about all you get. So let's see, 6 interesting watches which are born of collaborations between watch brands. All right, well, let's take a look at this. Let's see what these guys have to say. The Omega Swatch Moonswatch. Okay. Yes. Blancpain Swatch. Baltic One Space One, or Baltic Space One. We reviewed that a little bit earlier. Weird. I just don't get it. The Zenith Caliber 135 Observatoire. 2020. Huh. I don't even think I remember that watch. Left so little of an impression on me. Louis Vuitton de Bethune. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Not much going on there. What are you gonna do? I am well, that's what I'm not great. I am sick. I apologize. The voice is horrible. The congestion is real. But I haven't really eaten much in a couple of days. I was kind of hungry this morning, so I think I'm on the road to recovery. So I made biscuit sandwiches. Yeah. Delicious. The hash browns were frozen, but you got to complete the McDonald's breakfast. You got to have your hash browns with your bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I think it's a law. Muhammad says, I just figured out that if I had invested $15K in 2010 on Netflix stock, it would be worth $1.2 million. With Tesla stock, $3.5 million or Bitcoin in the billions. Unfortunately, I spent my money on IWC. George will be so heartbroken to hear that. You never know. You never know. I remember people were doing the Netflix where you had to mail, where you were mailing, they were mailing you DVDs, and then you'd mail them back when you're done. And they just started streaming some things is when I hooked up with Netflix. So every once in a while, I would get something in the mail just because they'd send you a thing, hey, free thing, free rental or whatever. But for the most part, I just did what they were streaming. There was a lot of comedy and documentaries at the time, TV shows. That's how I watched Lost. I don't know how people watch Lost with like waiting a week between episodes or waiting to the next fall for the new season. Oh my God, that would have driven me crazy to because there was a lot going on there. That was a good show until like the last season. Sorry to hear that. Take time for yourself. Yeah, I've tried. Mo, I remember a mate telling me to get into Bitcoin like him when it was first 20 cents. And I said, it's a load of rubbish. It'll never be worth anything. Yeah. Esoteric worked for Blockbuster during the next Netflix feud. Oh, man. Well, at the time, there were less Blockbusters and less places to rent DVDs when it wasn't as big of a thing as when Netflix came in. Because you were starting to get some streaming stuff, and a lot of the cable companies, like your HBOs and Showtimes and Cinemax and stuff, where you could they had all that on demand material, and your cable company had a large, I remember Comcast had a big on demand thing. So like DVD stores and such were just not as big at the time, but the streaming aspect is what caught my attention and I just went from there to the point that I have, a lot of what I watch is on my little Apple TV box on my thing, because you can get YouTube and Netflix and Hulu and all the stuff, Peacock and everything right on there. Watch what you want in better resolution. I might be one of those cable number. I don't know. It's hard because of the sports. That's where they get you. But you're starting to get more of that sports available in other places. Just depends on what the money is, comparatively speaking. Because with the different sports apps, plus Netflix and Amazon picking up sporting stuff, I mean, it's a tough call. Then there'll be a show on something that you want to watch, and so then you got to subscribe to their service, and it gets to be a lot. It gets to be a lot. So what are you paying? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I know when I go to the Omega website, I like seeing the new Planet Ocean as the lead. Because I like to watch. I hate these observatories are just really not me at all. Black Collector, Aquaterra, one of the most beautiful watches ever made. Simple, beautiful, elegant, sporty, 150 meters worth of water resistance, anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss, not 1,000, 15,000. Essentially, it's an amagnetic. Has the exhibition case back so you can see the coaxial escapement movement. It's the 41 millimeter gives you the 8900 movement with the jump power, and the extra 5 hours of power reserve, and the two barrels. The two barrels just kind of make sure at the extreme ends of being wound and unwound, it makes the power delivery more steady. And some news and stories. Well, let's see who is on the red carpet. Nicole Kidman wearing a Constellation Manhattan. That's a lot of bling. It's a very blingy quartz constellation. Coleman Domingo, friend of the brand, not a brand ambassador. He's wearing a vintage 33 millimeter Omega Constellation Manhattan two-tone. All right, what is going on here? Tom Francis. We've got Donnell Finn, Irish actor. These guys are all wearing Vegas. Connor Story. Don't know who that is. Is he a trans person, or is he just wearing a blouse? Not sure. Don't care. Don't really care. Yeah. Well, that wasn't a very exciting article. But what are you going to do? Esoteric says, Men in Blouses is the bridge too far, in my opinion. Yeah. It's a different world we live in. Nicole Kidman is hot. Wasson Wood says he loves the Black Watera. Yes, me too. Bourbon Neophyte says exactly. Cheers, all you magnificent people. All is well in Sin City this morning, getting ready for another 100-degree day. Damn, it's been kind of chilly here. Kind of 40s, 50s. Weather can't make up its mind if it wants to be spring or not. But for Watches on Wood, who loves what he calls the Black Watera, there it is. This camera does this watch no justice. The polish on that lacquer is amazing. The bracelet's super beautiful, and it's just a great three-hand watch. 150 meters worth of water resistance. Caliber 8900 jump hearts, great travel watch. You can go swimming in it. You can do anything in it. It's tough, but beautiful. Yeah, oh, you see the West Mifflin, cool. Yeah, it's out by the she's out by the Allegheny County Airport, not the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport. There is a secondary airport. But yeah, it's yesterday was kind of cold and rainy, and then the sun came out and it got up to almost 60, I think, but it still didn't feel warm because of the breeze that was coming through. I don't know. But yeah, so the weather can't decide if it wants to be spring or not, which is a bit of a bummer. We're at 21 upvotes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Any more we get is more we get. I apologize again. I keep apologizing for people who just popping in. I have the flu, and it has been the weather keeps cold, warm. It's just got me sick. Let's see. So you got this in 2005. His ore is back from service running. Look, the first time it has been open. GPT got it in 2005. Which ores do you have? I love ores. I have a soft spot for the ore. He says mom's sick also. Yeah, it seems to be going around out this way. Let's go. So my boys over at Joyce's do carry the Oris. Their website loads all the watches. Sometimes it does not. I tell you, there's a couple Oris that I just think are stunning. Let's see what they've got in them. Yeah. Well, obviously, I have a deep-rooted affection for this watch. I just can't get with the price. I know it's a Caliber 400. I know it's 120-hour power reserve. I know it's carbon fiber, 3D printed. Yeah, that's all good. But it's still an Oris at over $5,000. That's hard for me to wrap around. Back to Nicole Kidman. Does she sleep in a cryogenic chamber? She's no younger. No. Or 7,500 stainless. Let me go see if I can find one of those. Hold on. Or 7,500 watts. Let's see what comes up. Oh. Let's share that. Is it, yes, I'll accept the cookies. Is it this one? See if they have any other pictures of it. No. Let's see. They're calling these a BC3. Let me go back over and check the chat and see. It's a bracelet stand. That's the face. Okay. So we're on the right track. We just need to find this with the bracelet. I'm really not familiar with this watch. I think that's this one. Let's see. This looks like it on a bracelet. Oh, that's a banged up bracelet. It's almost like a pilot's, almost like a Flieger style bracelet that you see on these exhibition case back without the red rotor. Interesting. So this could be pre-red rotor or sign crown. This one's, I'm sure yours is in much better shape than this one, but at least we get an idea of what it is. Big crown, yep. All the numbers on the, oh, okay. I didn't see an example of that, but it's a cool watch. Different. I like it. It's different. It's Horus. Horus does good things. Horus is good for the greater watch community. They do a lot to support events and people and philanthropic type stuff. I'm an Horus fan. I am indeed a fan. I love this watch. I just don't know that I would ever pay that much money for it, or what it would cost to own that watch, to buy that watch. I love these pointer dates. I think those are great. This Pro Pilot GMT I always thought was a good looking watch. A little better price than the 5200, but I've seen this watch in person. It's beautiful. It's really nice. So this one's not. This one is a GMT, not a pointer date. I always thought nice. Aquises are nice watches. This one's gorgeous in person. I'm not really a big purple guy, but this watch in person is absolutely beautiful. There's a real shine and quality to that thing. My wife got it for me for our anniversary in 2005. I wear it every day. It loses about 5 seconds in 24 hours. There you go. Congrats. That's a great watch. Horus is one of my favorite independents. I must say, I cannot tell a lie there. But, let's see. Excuse me, guys. I'm really not feeling well. Still at 21 upvotes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. There we have that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to look at? But that horse on the screen in person is really, really, there's, the sunburst quality of the dial, and then the bezel is more of a gray, but almost a gray chrome when you see it in person. It's actually really, really attractive. Always liked that watch. I always thought the Aquas was, the Sellita caliber Aquas. Now they're up to 2,800. You used to be able to get those things for like 1,800, $2,000 back in the day. I thought that was a great piece. But yeah, they do nice stuff. They just do nice stuff. And of course, they have Norcane, Bulova. I don't know why they still have Zodiac, but go. They don't. But if you're looking for a great entry level watch, things like these Tudor Royals. This is a 41, I believe. Yeah, 41 millimeter. It's a great automatic timepiece. This one's wow, April 2026. Someone just bought this one and traded it in. And my guys there do not carry Tudor. So who knows? Who knows why? This Corona is a great watch. It's got the kind of the 1941 Principia or Principia or whatever, however you pronounce it, case. And it's a Sellita movement, but it's a heck of a watch. I mean, it's stamped in the middle here. It's not, hand finished or anything, but the diamond polished indices are hand applied. The hands are blued, heat treated blued. So you get some kit there with it. It's got the coolest crown, and it's not Corona crown. It's a Gronefeld crown. It's got the map of Old Benzol on the back. Yeah, it's a kind of peanut butter cup crown. Really nice. If you're looking for something like that, I recommend you reach out to my boys at Choices. Great people, great store, great family. The guys working the watch boutique are awesome. If you see something on here you like, go give them a shout. They do trade-ins. They do cash, credit card, financing, I guess. Yeah, whatever. They ship. They're always running around with watches, doing different stuff. I want to see. This is my own. If you're looking for a turquoise, make him an offer on this. It's a great watch. I just went with the black this time. Went with the black. That dial is stunning. It's an absolute stunning dial. Of course, they're an authorized Breitling dealer. What is this Yachty 2 they got? I didn't see that one. October of 20. And they do a lot of trade-ins. I know they do estate sales and stuff for jewelry and watches. They always have a pretty good selection of stuff there. Norcane. I can just never wrap my head around. Does anybody like Norcane out there? Norcane is here's Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He is a brand ambassador for Norcane. So you would think that I would like them more. But alas, you don't know that I do. You just don't really understand the brand. I mean, I get it. The Wild Ones, the Independents. I mean, I don't really know the difference between them, but they're not cheap watches. But these websites are terrible these days. Yeah, they're not cheap. I don't get it. What are you going to do? Well, we're an hour and a half into this thing, so we'll probably go for a little bit longer. And I apologize. The congestion is real. As I can assure you, I am really congested. What's going on out there in the world? Anything? It gets I don't know. You guys tell me. What did you think of the Tudor and Rolex releases this year? Anybody have any strong opinions? I thought Tudor, I really expected more from Tudor. I wasn't crazy about what Rolex did, but I don't know. I had higher hopes for the Tudors. Black base ceramic. I mean, they've had ceramic kind of strap before with more white indices. Yeah, this one. So that's really just kind of taking the place of this one, I guess. I believe that was also their first master chronometer watch. You got the Harrods. I didn't see a lot that spoke to me from the Tudor people. Carbon chrono. I like that it's Pittsburgh colors, but they're making 2026 of them. Let's see, the Monarch. Yeah. I'm not sold. This green one is pretty. This green royal. But Tim Mosso tells me green dials are dead. So I don't know what to believe there. Looks like they got a Steeler colored one. There you go, a little black and gold. 40 millimeter black dial Tudor Royal. I think I prefer something a little more colorful. And these are just chronometer grade. These are not master chronometer grade. Again, it's like they're hedging their bet on what they're going to do with their movements going forward. I don't get it. Esoteric says, maybe if I can pull it up. Tudor full ceramic looks promising, but the cop-out class for that 8K price is insanity. 8K. Ugh, let's go look at that again. I don't think I looked at the price. Johnny O says the new Hydra Conquest is getting some love recently. I like that frosted blue dial. Yeah. Hydra Conquest is really nice. I think it's nicer than anything Tudor's kind of put out here lately. Let's go find that. Here we go. I'm not sure what doing a ceramic bracelet. What are your options for the class? I mean, I like this better than the one with the bright white, indices, but I'm not sure the ceramic bracelet thrills me that much. 77.25. Jeez. Let's go take a peek here. Meta. So this one is the Meta certified. Oh, it's just a butterfly class. So yeah. Oh, does this have that new linkage system in it? I see screws on one side, and then I see what appear to be these little push points on the other. Neophyte likes the Hydra. Yeah, that new Hydra Conquest is hot. Royal would look much better with a smooth bezel. Oh, the Royal. The Royal. Yeah, I could see that as well. You never really hear much about it. They don't really do much to advertise it, push it, or anything. But they are. I think Longines is smart. We'll go look at the Hydra Conquest here. All right, so I think Longines is smart in that it is. It sees the void left by some of these brands going up market in higher price, and the fact that the world economies are not super huge right now. So yeah, I think. I mean, there's a place here for a brand. Conquest, I guess. Hydra Conquest. There it is. So I believe you can get these in 39 or 42. You have some okay, so that frosted is exclusive edition in 39. I like that Commonwealth Games edition. I think that's sharp looking too. This is very similar colorway to the Planet Ocean. But the frosted blue with the mesh bracelet was my favorite of them. I really like that mesh bracelet. I've had it on the Hoosum Jiggers before. But this one, they've improved the clasp on this. This clasp is much better. This always had these removable links, even though it was a mesh bracelet, so you could size it up better without having all that stuffed underneath the clasp, so it doesn't wear as big as the Omega mesh bracelets. It doesn't wear as tall. But this watch is a winner. If you have somewhere around $2,000 to spend on a watch, it's hard to beat one of these. This H-Links, I know. Looking Glass, Liberty Spot picked up one. on the Age Link, and he loves this bracelet on this. He says it's really comfortable. But again, you have the micro adjust, you have the new clasp, you have the new Age Link. It's a winner of a watch, and it really fills a void because you know what is a Black Bay cost you these days? $4 or $5 grand. Let's go look. Let's go back. Black Bay. Oh, no, that's 54. So a standard stainless steel Black Bay on the Oyster style bracelet is $53.25, $54.50 on the 5 link, $5,075 on a rubber strap. That's kind of expensive compared to this watch. I don't know. You're getting a whole heck of a lot more. I don't even know you're getting a better name in Tudor than you are in this watch. You know? So, this is a 300 meter watch instead of a 200 meter watch. Yes, it's an ETA caliber, but it's put together by Longines. It's ETA parts. I don't know. I think this is the better buy. It might be better. You honestly say it's better looking as well. Again, my favorite is the blue on the mesh. I think that's a proper good looking watch, you know? Look at that thing. It's a beautiful watch. Ice blue. Cool handset. Great bezel. I've heard the bezel action is greatly improved on the new Hydra Conquest. Put the date at 6 o'clock and you win. But for $2,200 versus $5,000 on the Black Bay now. The Black Bay used to be much more of an entry level, and they're trying to upscale them as well. I think the Hydra Conquest is, I think it's a better value. I do like that dial, not the bracelet so much. Yeah, Liberty Spot had a lot of good things to say about that bracelet. So, yeah, you could daily this watch. Most definitely, it would make a proper daily watch. Excuse me, I'm gonna blow my nose again. I apologize. The congestion is real. We'll probably just go to the top of the hour. Bracelet may be good with a suit and a dress watch. Yeah. Like I said, I'm a big fan of these Stye bracelets that they do, and theirs is easier to use because you can remove links than the Omega. And I believe there were half links in there too. It was, but now this one also has a micro adjustment. It used to just have the 3 or 4, anchor points, but with an actual toolless micro adjust, it's even better. And they're good looking. That bracelet's good looking. It brings a lot to that watch, I think. Anyway, I could just be nuts. You never know. You just never know. You go into the Zulu Times. This is another watch. This is a true GMT, ceramic bezel. You come in a couple different sizes, like 39 and 42. Bracelets and straps. Straps are actually really cool and have a micro adjust on them on these. But this is a great watch. And for $3,500, We can get into some of the ones that have a little bit of gold on them for $5,000, but geez, Pete, for $35.50 for a true GMT with a ceramic bezel and this beautiful dial. Let me pull one of these up so you can get a good. This is the one that my brother has that I owned. You get a good pop of that dial. That dial is beautiful in person. And the dome on that sapphire crystal is really cool. It's a stunning look for a watch. The bezel's a little bit thinner, so it doesn't, excuse me, so you still have a pretty good dial real estate. The different steps to the dial, yeah, the depth of the dial is amazing. It's got an easy to use, big kind of oniony kind of crown, like a pilot's crown. I mean, it's essentially a pilot's watch. I like the fact they didn't, just come out with Pepsi and Batman versions to try and copy Rolex. They just did, for the most part, solid bezels. I think they do one that in titanium that might be a little Bruce Wayne-y. But for the most part, solid bezels, just good looking piece for the money. There's a ton of oh shit, Brian, what's a link? Hold on. I didn't pin the link. No wonder nobody's coming on to help me talk. Hold on. Pin that. All right, the link is pinned. Sorry about that. Cheers, Brian. Cheers, mate. Sorry you're sick, Mark. Be aware it is Goiter Aware Month. Take care. There you go. Just be aware of your goiters. But I think value-wise, Reverend Neophyte Mark, this is what happens when we get older. We forget more often than we want to admit. It is true. It is true. But yeah, Brian, the link is pinned. If you'd like to come on. When I look at the prices of a lot of these watches and a lot of these manufacturers saying, well, we'll sell less, but for more kind of attitude that they have, I think Longines is in a great, great place. I think they just have that so like this watch at $3,500 is a steal, I think. And you can find these cheap on the secondary, the gray. You can find these in the twos. Hi, Brian.
Hello. See, you buy too many Omegas, you get sick.
Oh, is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea. This never happened to me before, and I've bought a lot of Omegas.
Well, eventually it'll catch up to you. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to Mom.
Yes. We're celebrating next week.
Okay.
She wants to go to dinner and bring a friend of hers. They can't come because of, her children who would be mad.
I hear you.
Yeah.
We're celebrating today in a little bit, so that's why I just hopped on for a little bit to say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Word you don't hear every day, goiters. Yes, you don't hear goiters. Jen says, Mark, you're not vaping enough. Huh. Damn, you gotta get on that. Sick as a dog, Brian.
Well, this too shall pass.
Yeah, it's true. Don't feel as bad as the other day. Did you hit the upvote button?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah. We got 24 of them.
Yeah, and Mark, I'm wondering what's this goiter thing you're talking about? I don't know anything.
Lujan Press said, sorry you're sick, Mark. Beware. It is Goiter Awareness Month. Take care.
Yeah. I support Goiter Awareness Month.
Yeah. What is a goiter?
I think it's a large growth on your neck or something, or your head. Or
Yeah. Nice.
I don't know what they're talking about. I don't have any large growths.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Jen doubling down. Vape more. Huh. Thank you, Jen.
I agree. I think if you smoke more, you'll live a better life.
There you go.
It's shorter, but it's better.
Shorter but better. Yeah, I don't want to live forever. Brian, are the tickets on sale yet for the show?
Yes.
Yes. Where do they find those?
VegasPipeShow.com.
There you have it.
All information available on VegasPipeShow.com. If you have special needs, reach out to me. Email is on the website.
There you go.
Dox myself.
VegasPipeShow.com.
Damn you, Mark. You made me dox myself.
I'm sorry. Bourbon Neophyte says, bingo! He lives in Vegas. He's a Pittsburgh guy in Vegas, I believe.
Yeah.
He said we all have special needs.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
My needs are definitely special.
So 2 questions for you, Brian, since you're popping on for a minute.
Yeah, what's up?
We consider you a watch, aficionado, expert, if you will.
No, I know everything I know.
Okay, perfect. First, what do you make of Swatch and AP?
For one, I think this has been in the works for a while.
Yeah.
2, I think this is so here's how it benefits each of them.
Okay.
The Swatch brand needs new stuff and new hype, so that's good for them. It's good for AP because it gets their designs to a younger to the young Turk crowd.
Okay.
Without dealing with the $25,000 barrier to entry. So that's good. I think this is going to be priced pretty interestingly to where AP is going to make probably like $100 to $200 per watch sold. So if they sell a couple million of these over time, great.
Yeah.
Problem is the Omega. Oh God, I'm going to say this out loud.
Oh God.
Cross
myself.
Yeah, it is Sunday. And you are talking to a direct descendant, so good for you. I think the Speedmaster is a much, it has dramatically more market presence than AP does.
Okay.
So the crossover excitement is going to be more in the general public for a Speedmaster than it would be for an AP Royal Oak, because AP just doesn't have the market presence that the Omega Speedmaster does, or the longevity, or the history, or the 70 other things. So I don't think they're going to sell as many as they think, because there's, not that AP is just a smaller brand than even the Speedmaster Professional.
Interesting.
The Speedmaster Professional, and this is my sales and marketing brain kicking in. This is essentially like Kia coming out with a Ferrari edition, or Kia coming out with a Corvette edition. The Corvette's got a whole lot more market penetration. They make more cars. They're more price accessible. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of hype at the start. As far as the people that think that it's gonna hurt the AP brand, remember us collectors of multiple watches and people that read Hodinkee and Monochrome and go on live streams.
Those knockoffs.
We're really about 10% of the market.
Yeah.
So if you piss off 10% of your customer base because you're doing something that's got broader appeal down the road to future customers, and you might sell 1 million watches or 500,000 of them, and if you convert 10% of those into new customers, well, then you got 50,000 new customers out of it.
Yeah. See, I always thought part of the appeal of the Moon Swatch was the Moon people. So you're not just relying on watch people, but Moon people. And Moon, because there are people that just collect everything, Moon landing related, Apollo.
Mark, there's flat earthers that think that it was faked.
Well, obviously the Earth is flat. We just don't talk about it live.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. That's why I said it has a broader appeal.
That's why I always thought they should do a James Bond swatch, because he's worn Planet Ocean, the 300Ms, and Aquaterras.
Yeah, I thought instead of doing the Blanc pen, which they tried to resurrect that brand for a minute, and that didn't work, they should have done the Seamaster version.
Yeah.
And they could have done the Seamaster. They could have gone back to the Jacques Cousteau and then come back out with a Pierce Brosnan Bond era one, and come out with with one that paid homage to Daniel Craig.
Don't worry, nobody's watching. So this is Derek, right?
There you go.
Nobody heard you say the Omega good things. Omega has more broad cultural zeitgeist. Yes.
Wait. I also think that.
We're not saying. Go ahead, bro.
I think this is a precursor to possibly the AP brand being acquired by Swatch, or a merger of some sort of interesting equals.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing, Brian. Jen made me wear this tiny watch. Now it's her avatar.
Stop making excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that thing. What size is that watch?
I think 23.
Oh God!
Mark, you look like Fatty Arbuckle did in the 1930s.
That's crazy.
Before he got canceled for inappropriate life choices.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, my next question.
Hi, Jen.
Howdy.
With brands like Tudor and Omega going up market, even IWC, like all these brands, they're way up there on the price scale now. Where do you think that helps or hurts brands like Oris and Longines and such, in that kind of play more in that $2,000 to $5,000 sandbox?
I think I think Longines. Oh God, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, do it.
Oh man,
Clip it, Moogie.
I'm out of practice here. I think Longines is doing really nice watches in the price range that they're in, and if they stay there, they are going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
I think Oris doesn't have the market penetration, really, which is point of sales and the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just see a huge opportunity for some of these brands, because there's a lot of people. I mean, the economy's not great.
Right.
There's still people who would like to have a nice watch, not be an Apple Watch person. I think that's a big market for these brands, in that price range. And if I love, every time I look, Longines is coming out with something else, and I'm like, that's a really nice watch, And then when you see the price tag, like, for the money, it's a really nice watch,
right? Yeah, I think the market numbers kind of back up what you're saying. I mean, Longines sold the second most watches, only next to Rolex last year. So, I mean,
I look
again,
to
again,
expand into Europe and North America, like to have more sales there. They do a lot of Asian sales.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that, especially with the Hydra Conquest. If they push the Hydra Conquest in the American market, I think they definitely could possibly surpass Rolex if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I think that there's two ways you can approach your business. It's either you do volume or you do price point, you know,
Mhm.
and they decided to go for volume. They said, okay, we're going to find our pocket. We have really good design language. A lot of people are very positive when it comes to their response to what we're making. If we make the price so good that literally they almost can't walk away from it, like it would be dumb. Like they've done a really good job of whatever kind of focus testing they're doing. They're like, okay, if you saw how much do you think this watch is? And they go with the average perceived and they go, maybe we could dial that back just a little bit. And it just makes it that much more tempting, which is not the normal instinct of a large corporation,
Yeah.
especially Swatch. But they've done a fantastic job with Longines, and they've been hands off.
Yeah.
They are their breadwinner. They sell more watches than Omega and Swatch combined.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for them to mess. They need to take lessons from them, not tell them what to do. And that's good because most of the time, the corporation would try to like stranglehold it and try to micromanage it, and it's like, just leave them be. Let them do their thing. They know what they're doing.
That's the
There's
terror is economic factors may impact the normal Oris buyer more than the upstream brand.
Yeah.
Looking at the people that would have been looking at a Tudor or an Omega at maybe $4 or $5 before, that now those watches are 5 to 7, 8, 9 grand. What are they buying? And I think Longines is a great place for them to go.
So if I was on the Swatch board of directors,
Oh God.
which that wouldn't last for more than 10 minutes. There's that SWOT thing that you do with four. You take your brands and you divide them up into 4 areas, and one is it's like kiss, marry, kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've started doing that with spinning off Bal Mercier.
Yeah.
I would look at probably ditching Blancpain and keeping Breguet because those two are too close.
Okay.
I would, and this is where my ignorance is going to come in because I don't know the global market, but I know like Jacques Dro is huge in China, or was.
Okay.
So maybe you just ride that one until it dies.
Yeah.
I think between Glashütte Original and Union Glashütte, you get rid of one of those. I would get rid of Union because it crosses into where I'm going to go next, which is Rado, Certina, and Mito.
Yeah.
3 brands that are basically identical in my mind.
I think Rado's more known for some of their other case designs and stuff a little bit different.
Rado's huge in the Indian market, though.
I was making the argument last week that Certina, Mito, Hamilton, and Tissot should be combined into just Tissot and Hamilton.
Well, I think you leave Tissot and Hamilton and Longines alone for the U.S. market because they've got different design cues and they've got different markets.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was at the Swatch Group and I was looking at the U.S. market, it would be Tissot, Hamilton, Longines. I would probably keep Rado in the U.S. market, and then Omega, Glashütte, Breguet, and buy AP when I spun off all the other shit.
Yeah.
It's
because
that simple. Just do it, board of directors.
Do it. Get it done.
I don't-
Brian needs royalties.
I don't think that they really care about Rado anywhere other than India. You got to remember they've got a almost 2 billion person market in India.
Yeah.
Even they put a watch on half of those, it's still twice as much as the population of the United States.
Yep.
So when you're talking about markets like China and India, we don't have we don't have a grid for that. It's like the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. It's so big that our brain doesn't have a grid for it. So
I got a good idea what that is.
some people do. Most
I want
people do not.
the other one.
Most people, like, they did a study of, if you could place on a like kind of like a timeline where $1 million is and where $1 billion is, where would you put them? And they put $1 million kind of closer to where $100,000 or where $1 million would be, and they put $1 billion closer to what $100 million would be. And they're like, no, it's all the way out here. And so, yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with massive markets like China, right now, I think the companies are reeling from the fact that China has really pulled back from buying luxury goods right now. They're in a massive decline. And so when a market like that goes, that's ground shaking. You can't ignore those kind of markets. As much as we like to think that we are the center of the universe here in the United States, we are not even close.
Damn you.
What?
I know.
Am I going to get, let's see, annual report 2025?
So this watch on the screen is the Ultrachron Diver at $4,200 for a chronometer grade high beat movement.
Yeah.
One of the most accurate Swiss mechanical watches.
It's super thin too. Look at that.
It's a great piece. I've never actually seen one in person.
Okay.
You can't find a fucking Longines place around.
Did they not have one at Teddy's?
No.
Wow.
He had a carbon one.
Oh, okay. They only had a carbon one there.
Yeah. But I think this is
that and carbon would be sick.
42 millimeter case, 300 meters of water resistance, high beat.
I just want to know if Henry Cavill comes with my Longines.
There you go. 52 hours of power reserve, 36,000 vibrations per hour.
Because he should.
Yeah. And this one's got a triple safety folding clasp and push piece opening mechanism. Can't remember if this one had. I don't think this one had a micro adjust in it. Cannot remember. But I always like that watch. But for $4,200, you're still $800, $900 cheaper than a Black Bay.
What colors do those come in? Blue and black? Is that what it comes in?
This one?
Yeah.
Comes in black. And the stainless one is just this. They came out with the new 3-hand line. Yeah, the more dress one. Here's the carbon. It's titanium.
Okay, so it's carbon in the.
So the
and then they got one on a strap. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the Diver in carbon and titanium. The other one was the Diver in steel. They came out with these ones, which are actually really good looking watches.
Those are slick, man. And it's probably super light too.
And this another chronometer grade, high beat movement.
It's
These,
kind of like their OP.
yeah. And I think, let's see, I think this one has, yeah, this one does have the micro adjust in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And it's pretty thin for a swatch group entry.
yeah, yeah,
10.95.
yeah.
That's just a classic. I mean, it's kind of an old manny looking watch, but it's just a classic.
Yeah.
Statements, okay.
Yeah, I would say work on making that thinner,
Yeah.
and you definitely have something there. If you made that about half of what it is,
Yeah.
it's a three-hander with a date. Like, you can make that thin. It's possible.
Yep. And you also have in the Heritage Collection the Legend Divers, that goofy pilot looking thing. And I always like this watch too for just a basic Hector dial watch. Excuse me. Just a beautiful piece. A little small. I think it's like 38 or 39. Doesn't say. Why does it say? There
Oh
it is.
yeah, that is a nice sector dial.
Yeah. Yeah, 38 and a half. But I like this one with that Beads of Rights bracelet. It's just it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
See, I think if you want to widen the market on this watch,
Kind
you
of,
know,
it's
ma-
based on the 70s, 60s, 70s watches.
make it a bit smaller, and then make it in, give like a lavender, definitely a white dial, maybe a light blue dial,
Lavender marriage.
for us ladies that we can wear with our nice outfits and stuff.
So you
And I
do,
think it would work well,
yeah,
What,
these
what about the people? What about for like the people in your avatar there, Jen?
I think they need baby pink.
baby pink. Here you go.
Baby pink.
This is the closest. This is the closest to lavender you can get. The white and silver dial.
Yeah.
Blue strap.
Which that definitely works, because I mean, again, you can.
It's 38 and a half. How much smaller do you want it, Jen?
No, that's fine. That's fine. 38 is fine. You can play with the color on the strap too. Get different straps for it. The main thing is like trying to. I mean, most of the watches that I have were designed for men,
Yeah.
and they're fine. You can work with them. But you have to make it so that you can at least adjust the color scheme on it to match more of the stuff that women wear. Like, we like the style, but the coloring is like what I run into a lot of times.
Here's a little interesting details for you. From 2024 to 2025, Swatch Group eliminated 1,300 employees, which is approximately 3.5% of their workforce.
Okay.
However, their inventory, their sales did not. Sales numbers look a little worse too.
But I mean, they sell a shit ton of moon swatches. They're still selling those, and some of them are still going for over retail. Like that Earth Phase version of the moon swatch, it is going for like $600.
Yeah, but that
Like,
doesn't
it's
take
ridiculous.
those don't take any people to make.
Exactly. Like, it's their cash cow. That's what keeps them afloat. Back to the whole Audemars situation. I don't know that they're looking to make a play to pick up Audemars. They're hurting right now. They need to call. They don't need to add. And I don't know that Audemars is looking to be bought at this point. But I think it's interesting that this happened. I I don't think people understand how far reaching Ben Hamia's like influence was in AP, and they're starting to realize that even, you know, almost 5 years removed from him being in charge, he still has an effect on the product range that they have. This is a deal he did. He's a huge Swatch fan. That's the only reason this happened. He had a huge Swatch collection. And so, um, you know, Alaria Resta is really having to struggle to be able to put her fingerprint on AP. I think she did it at Watches and Wonders. There were a lot of uh, ladies models that came out because she felt like they were lacking in that area, and that's kind of been her focus. Because they've solidified the male side of their spectrum. You got your Royal Oaks, you got whatever else they make that nobody really knows about or cares about. But yeah, like I think it's a very peculiar um like sort of bedfellows that they've got going on with this watch. I think it's going to be very different than what people think. I do not think that it is going to have the striking resemblance to a Royal Oak that people think it's going to.
Mm.
I don't think AP will allow that to happen. I think it's going to be more. So they used to have a pocket watch that, back in the early 1900s, they had a pocket watch that fits this project perfectly, and it's a heritage design. And I've seen one in the mock-ups that people have done, and I think that's going to be part of it. I mean, obviously, we saw the lanyard, so that there's something coming there in the pocket watch necklace concept. Now, if they are going to introduce a case that has a strap, I don't know. I really don't know. Um, I don't know that it's going to be a solid color dial. I think that if you look at the movement that we've seen, it's multicolored. And so I don't know that it is.
I'm laughing because I just had a moment where I thought, what if Benihana and Swatch here did a Hodinkee, and this is a pocket watch that converts to a desk clock, and it's $600, and it's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
It's a steaming pile of poo on a cold day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a modified Area 51 or Project 51 or whatever they call it.
51.
Area 51's on the flat Earth.
Yeah.
You fucking gremlin.
I still say the collab I want to see AP and Casio finish the Casio.
Casio did it without AP's approval and just said, oh, fuck you, bye.
I know, right?
Happy Mother's Day.
They're like, stop us.
I think that would be cooler.
Yeah. I mean, that's way, way, way downstream from AP. But I mean, the Swatch.
Imagine the look on the face of people that camped out overnight and they see it, the plastic pocket watch, when the store opens up that morning. Yeah, some pissed off people.
I think people are making a huge deal out of something that I don't know that it's going to tank either one of these companies. I think both of them are. I mean, they've been around for over 100 years, both of them.
What's the gain? What I don't understand is what's the gain for AP?
There is no gain. It was Ben Hamia's baby, just like the freaking stuff that they did with Jay-Z and Cause and everybody else. It made no sense.
No, I think the gain for AP is something for that young Turk crowd, that new,
yeah,
the crowd that could never afford a Royal Oak.
You mean like
Well-
95% of the population?
Well,
99.9.
well, and I don't think it's just the Royal Oak crowd. I think it's these companies need to think 30 years down the road. We need to replace these collectors. How do we get people into collecting at a young age? Because these people right now, we're going to age out. We're
Well,
going
that's
to age
what-
out of all this.
Yeah, you might have been still picking on Mark and his small watch when I said it, but if they sell if they sell 500,000, if this is really a Royal Oak wristwatch style, and they sell
Right.
500,000, and down the road they convert 10% of those into new AP customers,
Yeah. That's
then you got
huge.
50,000 new customers for AP, and that's the future.
That's a chunk, man.
Because let's face it, Mark's first watch, which he can't remember because he bought and sold it 3 times over,
Wow.
Mhm.
is still lingering in his head about how he wanted that, and then the
Mhm.
next.
And
Yeah.
No, I'm dealing with a situation like this on the in the pipe world.
Okay.
Pipe smoking is taking off in China,
yeah.
Okay.
and so there's brands and products and stuff that are trying to market into China, but the fearful thing is, and there's like 750,000 occasional pipe smokers in the United States, or regular pipe smokers. 10% are on the collector's level, so 75,000.
Okay.
That are beyond just going into Walgreens and buying stuff.
Yeah.
The problem we have in China is you have 400 million adult male cigarette smokers.
Yeah.
If you convert 1% of those to pipe smokers, you have 4 million.
Yeah.
There's not the product, the
Like, you can't supply that.
supply channel doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So I'm telling people, when you're starting to deal with China, just be ready to ramp up prices pretty damn quick, because
Yeah.
you got to make money while you can, because you're going to run out of supply.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about an industry that it takes, you think the Swiss watch industry takes 5 years to turn a company around.
Oh God. Yeah.
It takes 15 to 20 years just to grow the piece of wood that's used for the pipe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So
If you're even going to put a pipe in the mouth of everybody, yeah, it's going to be overwhelming. Yeah.
yeah.
Brian said 200 per unit. AB says 100 per unit to AP.
Yeah.
I think these are going to go for almost $1,000
These.
because the only Area 51 model that they have,
System 51.
or System 51, sorry, the
51
System 50,
those are.
50 those watches are, the Blanc Pons went for what, like 500 to 700, something like that,
400, I thought.
400.
Or $500.
So if this is a System 51, then it's going to be on the higher end of that number. And I think because of the AP deal, I think they're going to have to tack that on. And obviously, we've seen prices where they're at. I think $1,000 is where this new piece lives.
Esoteric suggests that Jen is focused on yesterday's UFO film released by the Pentagon.
Yes, I am. No.
Great, Brian. Now I want to start stockpiling pipes.
Remember, you must have a diversified portfolio.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that was Friday they released those. Mike's
Yeah,
mistake.
the Blanc Pond versions are $420 US. I could see this being 600 to 700 US.
Yeah, that might be, because I mean, if you go 1,000, then you're cutting out the kids and stuff that you're trying to get one for.
Didn't Robert Wood pick up one of those plastic Maurice Lacroix Royal Oak?
Yeah, he did.
$200.
Yeah.
And that actually has a real watch movement in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be the better way to go. Head over to your Maurice Lacroix website and pick up one of those.
I mean, for that amount, like, you're in Baltic territory. You could buy a nice Baltic for that.
Yeah, you can buy a lot of shit for that.
That's a Salida 200.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the Baltics. So I mean, that's that's a movement that can be worked on and fixed and serviced. And the System 51 you can't touch. It's sealed.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of System 49, they should call it System 69
Ah, there you go.
because it's all by hand.
System 67.
Hey,
What do I know? I'm just a simple lucha.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm shocked at the response that this has gotten.
Really?
Like, this is, as far as like being so polarizing.
You're shocked by that?
Oh God, yeah. I
Then-
figured there would be more people that didn't care about it.
No,
I just figure people would be like, "Oh God, it's just another money grab."
no.
but-
The AP
but-
people are going to be fucking.
I know it's interesting to see because some of them are like, "I think this is great. I don't think it's going to cut into the Royal Oak at all.
No.
There's nothing to worry about, you know." And I don't think it's going to cut into that market when your base Royal Oak is what, 30K.
It's not that it's cutting into the market. The perception to these people is that they're making
Oh yeah,
a clown watch out of something that they waited
right.
years to get and paid tens of thousands of dollars for. That it has nothing to do with the market. It's just
Well-
just about the perception of the people that own them, that own it because it's,
Yeah,
you don't buy a Royal Oak because you're like, I just want to watch. You buy Royal Oak because you want to
yeah,
show
be something.
that you were able to get a Royal Oak. That's what it is.
Well,
That's why it's worse for AP than it was for Omega with the Moon Swatch, because the Moon Swatch, the whole Moon part is a part of their lore and their history and their story, and a lot of people collect those just because they're into the Moon and into the Apollo, and
mhm.
whereas the AP, that's a watch collector's watch.
But it's been proven that the Moon Swatch moved more Moon
think it-
Swatch
I don't think it-
professionals
I
than
don't
they had
think-
in the previous time.
I don't think that was ever proven.
It was. There was
I-
numbers. I heard somebody's.
No. Stop spreading that kind of weird.
It's not weird.
It's fake. It's fake news.
It's okay, Lucha. It's okay that you. I know it
I
hurts.
don't even really like Speedmasters. I'm an Omega guy that likes
I know
Speedmasters.
you like Aquaterras and
Yeah,
Planet
but
Oceans and that kind
I'm
of stuff.
not a
Yeah.
big. Yeah, I've had a couple Speedies, but they're never my favorites. Well, you have to look at it this way: there's more counterfeit Rolex watches than there are real Rolex watches, and it still doesn't hurt Rolex. I don't think this hurts AP at all. I think it hurts AP fans' feelings.
I don't know that that's necessarily true either, Billy, because if that was the case, then they wouldn't have just released new security measures to stop counterfeiting. They released a whole new set of cards and stuff to prevent counterfeiting.
I will say this: one of the things that is nicer about wearing an Omega than a Rolex, nobody says, "Is that real?" about my Omega. Everybody asks.
That's true.
It's to the point of being,
Yeah.
I had to stop wearing my Rolexes because I had too many offers for sexual encounters.
there
Oh
you go.
God. Brian, you're not supposed to stick your foot underneath the stall when you go to the bathroom.
My arms are really long, and my arms just hang down that low. Sorry.
The counterfeit, within the counterfeit slows down in Europe. It does not slow down at any Asian country, and everybody in the Asian country has a Rolex on their hand. Believe me, they're 80% of it. I think it means 80% of the Rolexes are fake. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of counterfeits. You got to be very careful. There's a lot of good counterfeits. I see some of these videos. I'm like, fuck, I can't tell the difference.
I don't know that there are as many of the super clones as we think there are,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that run like 5K. You're still paying good money for them, but they're clones.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
even right now, so like I could make a super clone from AliExpress.
Yeah.
But the balance that I would need to buy is $1,200 for the new free sprung balance that you can get if you really want to make it look legitimate.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least almost $2,000 just to make one from AliExpress, and that's just the movement. That doesn't include the case and everything else that goes with it.
I don't know. I think it's a weird thing in the hobby that there are so many, and that there's so many people that wear fake. Well, I don't know, but it's like that with everything. One girl used to be my finance manager. She had all these fake bags, like, and they all looked really, whether it be Louis Vuitton or Goyard or whatever the other one she had. I mean, they look amazing. I mean, it'd be hard pressed to get me to tell you the difference, but when you go to Hong Kong or Taiwan, you can get a watch that looks like Rolex watch for $500, and you have.
It doesn't have the free sprung balance in it. They can't make them for that cheap right now. You have to do that by hand. That's why they cost so much.
I don't think people buying a fake Rolex care about a free sprung balance for the most part.
Well, if they're trying to pass it off to somebody.
But if they're buying it to wear it, they want it. It's more about the case and the dial.
Maybe. I mean, I think some of the people that buy them think that they're real. They go to some of these places and think they're getting it for a steal, and they don't. I think they don't realize, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
I want to interrupt for a moment just to say a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
One, you two sound like an old married couple, the way you argue.
Oh, stop.
It's beautiful. 2, happy Mother's Day to all. 3, I gotta go. Bye, guys.
Okay. Take care. Say hi to Mrs. Bryan for me.
Yeah. And somebody please moderate, the Lucha and the Jen. Make sure that do anything that we would regret.
The banter.
The banter.
Happy Goiter Awareness Month. Bye.
Yes.
Goiter awareness. Take care, Brian.
Yeah, I got a few more minutes for
I don't know.
bed.
It'll be interesting to see the form factors they come out with for the AP. It really will. I mean, we obviously know there's a lanyard involved, so there's some format of that.
Yeah, bump for Swatch, but I think you're hurting. I think honestly,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
Because
if I know that if they do a version that has a strap on it, it will not be a bioceramic bracelet that looks like the AP bracelet. They will not let that happen. I know that for a fact.
I think
there have been a ton of people that have been, mocking that up. That's not going to happen.
I think that's exactly
that is too sacred for them to mess with.
Nah. They're making a collaboration with Swatch. Nothing is safe.
Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. I'm going to pop out and pop back in.
So they're making a collaboration with Swatch. So that just tells you that It is what it is. This is a real AP watch, not a pocket watch, and it's a real plastic watch. It looks like an AP. It will outsell even the Moon watch. It will be the biggest thing in Swatch history, says Billy. It could be. You never know. My contention isn't that it's bad for either one of the brands. My contention is that it's going to hurt people's feelings. And those people being people who have APs. I think it's, there may be a lanyard pocket watch kind of thing. It may be something that you can take out of the lanyard and put into a bracelet. But if they're not going to make it look like the Royal bracelet, why would they do it? Because then it just doesn't make any sense for them to do it.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
What do I know? I'm sick and I got 10 more minutes before I go past.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
But I get the main point of the thing was, aside from the AP thing, was the upmarket shift of Tudor and Omega brands like that leaving with launch. So like the launching Zulu time. That watch when it first came out, it was hard to get the green bezeled one. I actually got that from Teddy's because they were the first one to email me back and say it was in stock, and I fucking bought it because I wanted that watch. And that watch was right around $3,000 at the time, and now it's $3,550. So whereas everyone else is really making big jumps in their pricing, that's not a huge. It's more, but it's not
right.
Not $4,500 or $5,000.
Yeah.
And if you compare that watch to the equivalent GMT in Tudor, hold on. Thanks. Let's go Black Bay. So Black Bay GMT. I like this Polary looking one. $52.75 for that watch.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Versus the equivalent Longines. Actually, you could in a lot of ways say better Longines because it has a ceramic bezel and it doesn't have faux rivets and shit like that. I don't know, they have an opaline dial one, but $3,550 for the equivalent Longines. That's something to think about. I mean, that's
well, and again, then you start running into like this is something that has really hit me recently. We need to just tell the AD that they're no longer relevant.
Yeah.
Because it's become to the point where, okay, so let's take this Black Bay GMT, for instance. You're talking 3,500 for the Longines. This is what, 50, you said 5,200 from the AD. You wait 6 months to a year, you can get this watch for the same amount that you could get a Black Bay, or not a Black Bay, but the Longines.
Yeah.
And you have that heritage and the quality. Yeah, it's got the rivets. I heard you can get a bracelet that doesn't have the rivets anymore. So that makes a difference. But anyways, like you can still get this watch and it's still I think that's the thing that's kind of tricky is this watch is still a competitor in that space because of the secondary market. This is a secondary market watch. And I think Rolex knows that. They know they're not going to move them very often on the primary market. They're just not.
Yeah. I'm just looking at retail to retail now.
And yeah.
That's a big gulf.
Yeah. It's big.
And you can't, this one only come the Black Bay 68 and the Black Bay or the Ranger are your non-faux rivet 3-link bracelets.
Yeah.
The rest of them, you're getting the faux rivets, which are, I just can't wrap my mind around it.
I mean, they do it because they have to differentiate between Rolex and Tudor. That's why they do it. So, which I think is ridiculous because even back in the day, whenever Tudor was basically uh, the brand that they put all of the spare Rolex stuff that they had left over from runs
Uh,
into. And they, they made the Tudor Submariner. Um, both of them did fine. Like it's not a big deal. Like again, it comes back to that whole AP swatch thing. It doesn't matter. There is a market for every watch. How many people are in that market? That's a different situation. But there's a market there. There are people that are going to want those.
I don't know how that watch is gonna go. I mean,
Mhm.
I have an initial bump. I'm not sure. It's sort of like the Blancpain. It's just a watch without a story. The thing with the moon
Yeah.
is that there was the story and the fact that they were doing the planets and the sun and then the moon shines and it was all kind of connected to that whole NASA Apollo story. Whereas
Right.
the Blancpain, there was no story. They sold them, and but it was, if you remember when people went to be in line for the first moon swatch versus the Blancpain, I mean, it was a quarter of the people, if that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well,
what,
because Blancpain isn't as well known. They're just not.
right.
Um, but
AP,
I think the interesting history that they are leaning on this though is Swatch, and they're leaning into the late 80s, early 90s era of fashion, which is what is in fashion right now. So they
I,
went back to
I think
their heritage with the pop.
I get the pop part, but I I honestly believe that this is some sort of weird
Yeah. Oh
money.
yeah.
I mean, it's just to see what they can keep doing and see what people will buy.
But I
I don't
mean, I think that this was done years ago. This thing was signed and date and dotted long time ago before we had the Blanc Pond. That he saw the deal with the Moon Swatch
know.
and said, "This is really cool. I'm a huge Swatch fan," and he jumped on board.
Yeah,
And they've been working on it ever since, and now it's finally out, and we've seen a life, well, not a whole life cycle, but part of a life cycle of two different versions of this concept, and we've seen how they play out. And so it will definitely be interesting. I think there are more kids that know about AP than people think, because of the famous people that have worn them. Serena Williams wears AP. LeBron James wears AP.
yeah,
Um,
I get
Plenty of people that they see wear AP, and uh, I mean, um, Jeff, another collector in the group, he's down near Miami, and he said none of the ladies that he knows know what a Rolex is,
it.
but they can spot his AP from a mile away. So they're known. They're known well enough.
Yeah, I don't believe any of that. I just don't. People know what a Rolex is. People know the difference between Kleenex and Giant Eagle brand. You know,
That's
there,
fair.
you know what I mean. There's certain names that are just names, and people
Yeah.
know the name. But I'm dying, so I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah. Go lay down, dude. I saw you on. I'm like, what the heck is he doing?
Mm,
You're a glutton for punishment, man. You should have gone for barbecue and then went to bed.
ugh. The thought of driving out for barbecue was not fun.
Not appealing.
Not being in the car that long. I say go Longines, go Oris.
Uh-huh.
Tudor, I think, is caught in this weird
Yeah. Weird
price
pocket.
pocket where I don't think they belong. Um, and Omegas I love them, but they're just getting way too expensive.
Hmm.
All right. On that note, we're going to lose our way out here, and I'm going to bed.
All right. Go take care of yourself, man.
Seriously. Horrible, horrible.